Alright, Gruz here, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins, the DLC, Golems of Amgarrak. Still creating our character. We're almost done though. I think this is the last tab, actually. But again, could be terribly wrong. Now I'm gonna want combat stealth, so I can combat in most of the fights. There we go. Master Stealth will be nice, but I don't think I'll be using Stealth as much on the boss fights, which is what you need Master Stealth for. The last row of each of these little subcategories is is the Awakening edition, and Awakening added one tier of abilities for every category. So in like the rogue, you got these, which require a ridiculous amount of dexterity. Dual weapons have another one which requires a ridiculous amount of dexterity, and archery, which also requires a ridiculous amount of dexterity. So we don't have those or the lower requirement for some of them. So I'm gonna make this character how I would make a Origins character, because I know how to make that kind of character because I know the Origins mechanics, and they worked pretty well, so I'm just gonna stick with that. So I'm gonna pick up dual weapon sweep. It's a really great frontal AoE. It strikes every target within my front 180-degree arc, and with both weapons for most of the arc. Eventually you'll only be hitting one mob on the outer areas of the arc. If you could imagine like a little half circle here. Yeah, terrible diagram. Flurry, which is pretty good. It's better for us actually because we're using the dual weapon mastery, which uses heavier, slower weapons, and this one hits 3 times in rapid succession. So because our weapons deal higher base damage, each hit will do more as compared to using, say, dual daggers, which will do about the same damage without using the activation. Momentum. Now this is the big one for dual wield. This one increases your attack speed by a very generous amount. It's got a pretty big upkeep, but that's okay because it's ridiculously awesome. And this is the powerhouse, yes, the powerhouse of the dual wielding rogues and warriors. Any dual wielding. I'm gonna pick up Whirlwind just because it's here and it's only 1 point. It's a really cool ability, but it's somewhat lacking in most scenarios. It hits every target with each of your weapons, similar to a dual weapon sweep, but it does a 360 instead and has slightly longer range. It costs? Yeah, it costs almost double the dual weapon sweep and double the cooldown as well. More than double the cooldown. So kinda lacking in a sense, but still better for us because we'll be using 2 full-size weapons. And we'll be getting all 4 of these, which are just like passive mastery type things. This one makes you better at using your weapons, so the offhand does closer damage to your main hand. The offhand automatically has, like, I think a 50% reduction in damage, so this helps a lot. And then you have Weapon Fatigue, which increases the your attack rating and also your defense, apparently. It says over here, attack and defense, yeah. I think it's 10 attack and probably 10 defense as well. Really good. Attack rating is not how hard you attack, but how often you attack. For every point in strength and or dexterity for rogues and warriors, you gain 1 point of attack rating, which in turn increases your chance to hit. And now you have a dual weapons expert, which, oh yes, this one causes a bleed effect on the target. It's nice, it's not much, but it's there, and it adds up after a while. And the final one, the one we really want, is dual weapon mastery. This allows us to wield a full-size weapon in our offhand as well as the main. Oh, and also reduces stamina cost for all weapon talents. I forgot about that. Now, what we could do is I could finish out getting these 4 and spending the extra few points here and there, or I could put these points in lockpicking. But since this is a challenge and it's on Nightmare, I always play on Nightmare, but I've never done it with like a content. Well, what am I saying? I don't know where I was going with that actually. So let's forget that ever happened. Anyway, what I think I was trying to say and failed terribly to say is that I'm not going to put points in picklocking because I want to make her a DPS monster as much as possible so that I can defeat the final boss easier. So I'm going to put 4 points there, and I'm going to get some in assassination. The Mark of Death is really good because it increases the damage you do to the target by, I think, 30% for how long? Doesn't say how long, but it's probably about 15 seconds. Which one is this? I haven't really delved much into the assassins, so I'm going to read these. Exploit weakness. It's a passive effect. A keen eye and a killer instinct help the assassin exploit the target's weak points. During a successful backstab attack, the assassin gains damage. Oh, okay, actually I remember this. So, the higher your cunning is, the more damage you'll do when you backstab, and backstab is a mechanic I'll show you when we get in the game. It's essentially just standing behind the target and backstabbing them for additional damage. Oh, and that reminds me, I really want this combat movement. This increases the size of their flank, in essence, and once again, doing the air quotes that you can't see. So every mob has a flank, and that's when you're in the flank you gain bonuses to attack, such as backstab for rogues, and this increases the size of it, making it easier to backstab. And which one is this? I don't want that. Exploit weakness, lacerate. What to put in my last point in? Decisions. Pretty much, it's either this one, which makes it so I backstab at all times when they're paralyzed or stunned, or exploit weakness, which increases the amount of damage I do with backstab. But it's probably not going to be that much because it's based off of your cunning stat, and my cunning stat is 18 or something like that, which is not very high. But I think I'll be in a position to backstab most of the time, so I think I'm going to forego coup de grace for exploit weakness. And that finishes out our build. So here we go. And difficulty, nightmare. Okay. I wonder if I set a timer. Oh well, I'll stop in a little bit. So, any of you who haven't checked out this game, really good game. One of the better RPGs for fantasy out there at the time.
They called it Amgarrak. Victory. Out of arrogance or optimism. They hoped to earn a victory for the Dwarven people by recreating Caridin's research. But the tide was abandoned. The researchers lost. The deep road swallowed Amgarrak in the dream of reclaiming our former glory. While the dark spawn ravaged the surface, we sent an expedition to uncover the Tig. My brother was with them. They never returned. I write to you, Warden, because you have accomplished things others have declared impossible. Help me find my brother and bring him home. This is a matter of great sensitivity, and I can trust no one but you. Ever your humble servant, Jarek Dace. Thank you again for helping me, Warden. Everyone else had given up, but I couldn't abandon Brogan. He's my brother. I apologize for insisting that you come alone. House Dace does not want the location of Amgarrak known to the rest of Orzammar. An expedition of over 20 men doesn't just disappear. There's something in there. And I'm guessing it's not friendly. Just
I'm
be
hearing an
prepared for
echo.
anything.
I'm wondering if that's because he's talking in a cavern, or if it's my audio. I'll have to check that out. Why ask for my help?
They said if anyone could save Brogan, you could.
You're being secretive.
House Dace sacrificed many men to discover this place. Any knowledge found here should be ours to do with as we please. Of course, Brogan is my primary concern, but Amgarrak hides secrets. Great ones.
Let's just move on.
Amgarrak is not too far ahead.
Alright. So here we are. Oh man. It's been a while. Okay, so it's normal Y still, and Q and E for strafe. I'm used to using my left mouse to pan or to move the camera angle, but it's only right click in Dragon Age. Let's take a look at our gear. Oh, we actually do have some bombs and maybe traps. Yeah, we have traps. And what's this? Memoirs of the First Wardens. This tome allows the reader to reallocate his or her attributes, skills, talents, and spells, as well as specializations, and is destroyed in the process. Now that's something new. Either that is added in Awakening, or it's just exclusive to this DLC. In Dragon Age, you can't respec your characters at any point in the story, so if you mess up, you're stuck with it forever. Unless, of course, you download a mod. And I'm using 2 daggers, which is no good. Looks like we start with another. It's a long sword. These weapons are pretty good, and a lot of slots for what do you call them? Runes. Hopefully we'll find some on the way, or we'll be able to buy some at one point. Move that over here. Get more space, and that is a lot of buttons. This will take me a little while to reconfigure. I think I'll do that off screen after this. Right now I just move all this stuff over here. I usually put the passives and things like crafting on the far right. All the things that I readily need on the left. Dirty fighting, I'll put that on that. And looks like I still have the old hotkeys from my playing of Dragon Age Origins, so that's good. V for stealth, C for whirlwind, X, B. Dual striking. I think back when I was playing, dual striking was bugged, and I'm not sure if it's still bugged, so I'm not going to use that. Riposte, that's good. That's a good stun. Hits them twice, I think, and it gives a critical as well. And you have Cripple, which is an automatic crit, which reduces their attack and defense rating. And the 4th talent of that tree that I picked up at the end, Punisher. It's a It's a 4-hit combo, I think, and the last one crits and also knocks them down. It's pretty cool looking. I'll put market diff. Here. Oh god. Flurry. So there's my timer. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys.